All right, 3, 2, 1. बोले श्री गणपति भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। भवानी शंकर भगवान की जय। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बोफलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम्। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। वन्दे देवमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वन्दे जगत्कारणं। वन्दे पन्नगभूषणं मृगधरं वन्दे पशूनां पतिं। वन्दे सूर्यशशाङ्कवाहननयनं वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियं। वन्दे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदं वन्दे शिवं शङ्करम्। चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्। चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्। चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्। चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं। चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्। मनोबोधहंकार चेतानिनाहं न चाश्रोतजिह्वे न चाग्राणनेत्रे। मनोबोधहंकार चेतानिनाहं न चाश्रोतजिह्वे न चाघ्राणनेत्रे। न चाभ्योम भूमिर्न तेजो न वायो न चाव्योम भूमिर्न तेजो न वायो शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः न चाप्राण संख्यो न वै पंचवायु न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पंचकोश न वा पाणिपादं न चोपस्थपायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं 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 विश्वेश्वं माधवं धुन्दिं दन्दपाणिं च भैरवं वन्दे काशीं गुह्यां गंगा भवानी मणिकर्णिका। बोले उमापति महादेव की जय। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार बरनो रघुवर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मुहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिन्हु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमत निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ भद्र और ध्वजा भिराजे कान्हे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक झरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए। रघुपति की नहीं बहुत बढ़ाई तुम मम प्रिय किया भरत संभाई, सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे, अस कही श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिषा, यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहीं सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राज पर दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलदि लांगी गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे ते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न ज्ञाविन पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपै, तीनों लोक हांकते कांपै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपट निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग पर ताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाहि, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न डरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाहि। जो बार पात कर कोई, चोतहि बंधि महा सुख होई। जो यह परे हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि छेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा। की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय में बसहूँ सुरभूप। बोलिए पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सिया भज रामचंद्र की। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार बरनो रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मुहि हरहु कलेश विकार। राम जी से राम राम कहियो कहियो जी हनुमान जी। राम जी से राम राम कहियो कहियो जी हनुमान जी। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिन्हु लोक उजागर। राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नाम। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमत निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ भद्र और ध्वजा बिराजे कान्हे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी यति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवार। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिया भरत संभाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे यस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिष। यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव कीन्हा राम मिलाए राज पर दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जान। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जान। प्रभु मुद्रिका मिलि मुख माही जल दिलांग गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे देते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कांपै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आप महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा दिन के काज सकल तुम साज। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्धि जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलार। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता स्वर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाहि जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरहि हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटै मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गुसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पात कर कोई छूत ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पर हनुमान चालीसा हो ये सिद्धि साकी गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा। पावन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय में बसहु सुरभूप। बोलिए पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सिया भज रामचंद्र की जय। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज। Today we're doing 3 Hanumanji Chalisas instead of our usual 11 because we have some Garud Puran Katha. In Pitrupaksh we read this Garud Puran Katha today. But before that, we do some Hanumanji Chalisa. One more Hanumanji Chalisa to Mahabir Swami. Bhagwan ji Hanuman, Nashay Rog Hare Sab Pira, Japat Nirantar Hanumat Bira. Nash hai hamare hriday mein, krodh hai, kya hai. If we have sickness, whatever issue, sickness we have, we can all put it at the feet of Hanumanji Maharaj. And Nashay Rog Hare Sab Pira, Japat Nirantar Hanumat Bira. When we chant his name, Hanumanji Maharaj, he takes form inside of us, and it is not us lifting and walking anymore, we will be flying. So our dedication to Hanumanji, this is how Tulsidas ji got his blessings from Hanumanji. He sang and he gave tremendous amount of tapasya and dedication to his life. So we bow to Hanumanji this beautiful Tuesday evening on the eve of Amavasya. Tomorrow is Amavasya. So they call it many names. Sarvapitra Amavasya, Mahalaya Amavasya in the south they call it. But it's an Amavasya that is very holy, very auspicious for the ancestors. And we'll talk about that again in a moment. But in the meanwhile, let's chant our Hanumanji Chalisa, one more for tonight. Then we'll have some discussion on the Garud Puran. हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मन मुकुर सुधार। बरनो रघुवर बिमल जसु, जो दायक फल चार। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेश विकार। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिन्हु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नाम। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमत निवार सुमति के संग। कंचन वरन विराज सुवेशा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केश। हाथ भद्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कान्हे मूंज जनेऊ साज। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के हरि लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए। श्री रघुबीर हर्ष उर लाए, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिया भरत संभाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिषा। यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राज पर दीन्हा। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर। प्रभु मुद्रिका मिलि मुख माही, जल्दी लांग गए अचरज नाथ। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे ते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। सब सुकल है तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाकते काप। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुन। नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीर। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लाव। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है, पर सिद्धि जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता। असवर दीन जानकी मात, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा। सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाहि, जहाँ जन्म हरि हरि और देवता चित्त न डरहि। हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करे, संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा। जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीर, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई। कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाम, जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई। छूत ही बंदी महासुख, अरे जो यह पर हनुमान चालीसा। हो ये सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा। की जयनाथ हृदय महदेरा, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। पावन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय में बसहु सुरभूप। बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सियावर राम चंद्र की जय, भवानी शंकर भगवान की जय, जगदम्बिका माता की जय. I pranam to all of you. On this eve of Amavasya, we welcome all of you to this beautiful program in which we do a little bit Garud Puran this evening. Garudji Puran is a beautiful text which talks about not the beauty of life, but how beautiful it is to die. And most importantly, it opens up a whole different dimension about thinking. One great writer, don't remember his name, says that life is like dancing on the stage of death. Life is like dancing on the stage of death. Because the minute you fall on that stage, you fall in the hands of death. On this beautiful evening, we thank you for joining and ask and pray that may Bhagavan Shri Krishna allow you to dance all the time in life, in your own way. Dance with joy, dance with happiness. And whenever it is time for us to meet our Maker, let us meet our Maker in a very graceful way. Garud Puran is an unusual text. Talks about narak, talks about death, talks about things that we would never experience. To the point where we would question the discussion that how can you, Panditji, read about after death when, the best way we can speak about something is when you experience it. The beautiful thing about our scriptures is that there is Shruti, there is Smriti, there is Itihasa, there is Puranas. Because what we are reading is not a product of some thought by an ordinary man. It is not an opinion by some person. It is the pure result of discussion between Narayana and his vehicle, Garudji. And this vulture, though, of course, he's aspiring, of course, every day to meet his Lord, he's not a human being. But he asked this question, not for him, but for the welfare of other people. Death is a beautiful thing if we are prepared for it. It is not death that we are afraid of, it's leaving behind everything that we are afraid of. Leaving this experience is what we are really afraid of. It's not death. Death comes like this and it's gone. The body has no more sickness, no more diseases, or as I like to say, no more ills, no more pills, no more trills, no more stills. It is free from all of that. No more bills too. It is free from all of that. So it's experiencing something heavenly when it is free from everything. But it is that lack of this experience. We are afraid of losing this experience. So what happens? We are afraid of death. There was one little boy by the name of Nachiketa. Nachiket, his father, went through some losses in life and he was very unhappy. So his father was giving away everything he received. His father was like this Brahminical type. He has enough to live by himself, so that is enough. So everything he receives now, he gives away. He only has his roti to eat. He had no bills and so on. So he says, everything that I own, I will give away. I will give away. And when Nachiketa saw this behavior of his father, Nachiketa, he says, well, father, if you're giving away everything that belongs to you, I belong to you as well. Are you going to give me away? And every day he keeps asking his father, Father, are you going to give me away? Are you going to give me away? Are you going to give me away? And one day his father was busy doing some things, and like you sometimes you want to get rid of a child and you say, just go, yes, go, just go do it. His father says, yes, I'll give you away to. He says, who you'll give me away to? He says, I'll give you away to the god of death, thinking that the boy would be afraid. I'll give you away to Yamraj. Soon boy took it for heart. A child is not long ago child this time, right? Long ago child says, listen, get lost. The child will get lost. Remember, a child's mind is like a sponge, right? Whatever impressions you create in that gentle mind will be left there, if not forever, for a long time. Whatever you do with the mud when it is gentle, that is the form, the molding it will take, right? That is the molding, the form it will take. So the children are the gentle minds which we have to nurture and shape every single day. Because when a coconut tree grows big and hard and tall, try digging out to plant it back straight. If it's bent, it's bent. You got to live with that. Nothing you can do. Very little we can do a lot, but it will not make an impact on it anymore. So he tell the child, I'll give you away. Who I give you away to? God of death. I give you away to Dharmaraj. Another thing too is we have to be careful of how we dismiss our children. What is more important than our children? I ask you that question. This is a mistake that was made in Mahabharata. A big mistake that was made in Mahabharata by Mother Kunti. Mother Kunti, you remember when Arjuna went to do the Swayamvar for Draupadi? Draupadi was a princess. And in order to marry, for her to marry somebody, that person, there was a fake fish in the air, right up in the skies, going around like this in a circle. And over that fish was a water body, like a pond of water. And anyone who wanted to marry Draupadi, they had to take an arrow, and the fish is going up like this in a clockwise direction up. They have to look in the reflection of the water, and they have to shoot and hit the eye of the fish that is going up. It was merely an impossible task. Everybody went, and they failed. And Arjuna went, he went in the guise of a beggar, a Brahman rather. So he looked in the reflection of the water, saw the fish, and he shot the eye. He won Draupadi. He won Draupadi, not the other brothers. Right? No. How are we going to deal with this? He took the hands of Draupadi and he ran to his mother. And when he ran into the door, they were living in a hut because they were in exile. His mother was busy doing puja, Bhagwan puja, and she is so focused, she doesn't want. And he ran in and he says, Ma, look what I've got, look what I've brought. His mother says, whatever you brought, look what I've brought, Ma. His mother wouldn't look, right? Because she's busy. Look what I've brought. And hear the mother, whatever you brought, share it with your other brothers equally. Bo. Share it with your other brothers equally. This was not a fruit. This was not a portion of food. This was not something that could be split. How are you going to do that? So Arjun and the other brothers, everyone was shocked. And then when Mata Kunti turned around and he saw Draupadi, oh. Now you'll say that, why didn't Kunti Devi reverse her word? You see, people in those times, they had a lot of value for the word. Even if it made no sense, if it meant that they had to be destroyed and stuff like that, they had a lot of value for the word. It cost them a lot of grief, but they had a lot of value for the word. Bhagwan Shri Krishna, by the way, one day told Mata Kunti about that wasn't wise what you did. You could have just said, I made a mistake, let's reverse this whole thing. Krishna Bhagwan told her that. But you know, pran jai par bachan na jai. So, you know, and stuff happened, whatever. But this is what I'm saying. We just don't dismiss our children like that because we're busy.
Because what is most important than your children? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. When we have a child, it's a lifetime project. When they marry, their home, their children become our children, because, when you want to see grandparents become a parent again, watch what happened when the grandchildren born. They see their child in the grandchildren's life, and they care for that child as though they were caring for their own child before. Right? It's like they start to be a parent again. There is that longing to be a parent again. It's a never-ending process. And even if there's no grandchildren, that their children, no matter how many years they're married, they always are the children. So nothing is more important than the children. Nachiket went to his father, "Father, who do I belong to? Who are you going to give me away to? I'm going to give you away to death." Oh, when his father turned around, "I made a mistake." He says, No, you already give me, so I'm going to meet my new father. Nachiket was a little boy. Nachiket went to Yamraj. He went to search for death. So when he went to the home of Yamraj now, he was a very powerful young Brahmin. When he went to the home of Yamraj, Yamraj was not home. Of course, he was busy, picking up, doing his business, which is taking people. So after 3 days, Yamraj came home, and Yamraj found a little boy in his home. Yamraj says, "Little boy, I'm very sorry. You're a Brahmin boy. It is an offense to have you as my guest and not offer you food and water." Yeah, so he hurriedly, the god of death, Yamraj, is hurriedly now trying to find water and food for the little boy. Right? So he tried his best, and the little boy says, No. You're now my father. Yamraj says, I'm nobody's father. One day I'm going to have to take you away too, so no, long, come, let me give you some water now. So he starts water. I said, no. He says, okay, what do you want? He says, I want to know what you do. He says, no, forget about it. Yamraj says, because I kept you here for 3 days, I'm going to give you 3 boons. Ask me for 3 boons. Nachiket says, okay. Please, first boon, I want my father, I want his life to be restored, his happiness to be restored, and his wealth to be restored. I want restoration for him. That's one boon. Yamraj says, no problem. I give him everything that he has lost. I give him happiness and so on. Second boon, I want to learn about yajna, fire, sacrifice, havan. No problem. Havan is very important. Havan is a physical way of feeding the divine. So he taught him Havan Shastra. Yajurved teaches us about Havan. Tvanno Agni Varunasya Vidvana Devasya Hero Avayyasa Sishta, and so on. Havan Yajna, the mantras for Havan. So he taught him that Shastra. And then Nachiket says, final boon. What is the final boon you want? He says, the final boon I seek is for you to tell me about death. I want you to teach me about death. Yamraj says, no. I can't teach you about that. I can't teach you about death and the goal of life and all these things. You're just a little boy. I can't teach you that. He says, no. You promised me, you have to deliver. And then Dharmaraj, the god of death, he left all his duties. He left the world, and he's now teaching a little boy under 10 years old about life and death. Some of the things he taught him. This is an Upanishad, a very beautiful Upanishad, and it's a very lengthy discussion, but I'll summarize it for you. He says, first of all, Nachiket, Om. The sound of Om, this word Om. You want to feel calm, you want to drive away all impurities for a moment or a lifetime? Chant Om. Om is a syllable of Brahman, the very unseen and the seen form of God. Om. Before every prayer, we must say Om. Why do we say Om? Because if the mistake is made in the mantra of the chanting, Om is so powerful, it's like a filter, right? It's like a filter for any mistakes made in any prayer that is chanted. He talked about the Atma. The Atma whose symbol of Om is the same of the omnipresent Brahman. The Atma, O Nachiket, indestructible. So he told him about the indestructible nature of the Atman. He says, Nachiket asked, what is the goal of the Atman? What is the goal of a person? What is the goal of a person? And Dharmaraj says, the goal of the wise is to know this Atma. How are we going to do that? To know this Atma. If I ask any one of you here today, know your Atma. You are going to ask, how do we know our Atma? I don't even know myself. I don't even know my children. I don't know the people around me. So how would I know my Atma? Right? He's saying the goal of life is to know your Atma. Well, the answer is this. Atma tvam girija mati sahachara prana shariram griha pujate vishayopabhogarchana nidra samadhistati sanchara padayo pradakshan vidhi stotrani sarva gira Yadyat karma karomi tattadakhilam shambho tavaradhanam. It's a very deep question. This I remember, it's in Katha Upanishad, and a very beautiful Upanishad. Upanishad is the philosophical aspect of our Vedas. Upanishad. When he says know your Atma, it's a very deep instruction. Know your Atma. How you know the body, and you don't even know the body because we don't understand it. How do you know the Atma? Well, we have to, before we know something, we got to know who is this or what is this thing. What is the Atma or who is the Atma? And that is very simple. Atma tvam girijamati sahachara. Atma tvam. Tvam in Sanskrit means you. In this prayer to Shivji, we say, Atma Tvam, you, Shivji, are the Atma. Prana Atma Tvam Girija Mati. Shivji, you are the Atma, and Girija, Ma Parvati, is the Mati. She is the intellect, Mati. You know the name Mati means intellect. Prana Shariram Griha. My breath, my body, it is Griha. I'm the house, I'm just housing this breath and this body. So, the question is, how do I know my Atma? The little boy asks. Well, know your God, know Shiva, know Mahadev, know Madhusudan, know Jagadamba. When we know our Creator, when we know our Paramatma, when we know our Prabhu, then we know our Atma. We know our Atma. Know the soul. And that is the goal of life, the goal of the wise. He says, tell me about the Atma. I want to know about the soul. And Yamraj says, the Atma is like a rider. The horses are the senses, which he guides through the maze of desires. What happens after death? When the body dies, what happens? Yamraj says, my son, death occurs when the Atma leaves the body, but that's a physical death. A psychological death happens when you are alive, but God has left your body. It's a very deep discussion. Physical death happens when the soul has left your body, but there's a greater death than that. When we are very much alive, but God has left our body. God means you don't know anything about God, right? You have no God, you see no God. The only time you know God is probably when somebody mentions, oh God. That is a debt that we do not want to live. That's a debt that we do not want to live. Right? Dharmaraj says to him, after death, the Atman, of course, leaves the body, but the Atman remains. The Atma is immortal. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledayantapo, na shotiyati maruta. Atman is immortal because God does not die. Describe to me what the Atman is, the boy says. And Yamraj, of course, if I can explain that, he says it's like this big ball of fire. You have a big ball of fire and a piece of wood or something. But you need to make other small fires in places. And so what you do, you take this fire and you light many lamps. Or it's like one candle and 1,000 diyas. You take the one candle and you light 1,000 diyas. This candle remain the source of all the light that those diyas are having. This one candle remain the source of all those light. Little boy is very happy. Right? Little boy is very happy. So he says, tell me about the scriptures. Yamraj says, the mere reading of the scripture or intellectual learning cannot realize the Atma. Doing that alone, like read a book or something like that, and trying to understand the Atma, it's good, but it is not the only thing that happens. I want to tell you, friends, the power of tapasya helps to understand the purpose of your Atma. Thursday is Adhik Mas. Can you join me with 40 days of tapasya? I'm going into 40 days of fasting again, like I've done for, whatever, Shravan and whatever time. Please join me. Why do I say 40 days? Because 30 days is the month of Adhik Mas. Adhik Mas will come again in 32 and a half months. Low in energy, not good for spiritual life, but we have to do double what we're doing in order to enhance our spiritual life. Then after that 30 days, we have 10 days of Navratri. So 40 days. Only 40 days, if I can just try to sell it to you like this. Join me in a 40-day penance or tapasya. I know how many of you have spoken to me about Shravan. People went vegetarian in Shravan and they're still vegetarian today. People have given up smoking and drinking for 1 month in the month of Shravan, and up to today, they haven't drink and smoke as yet. Please join me. And if you join me, I've always told you there is a guarantee at the end of this. And maybe all of you will not feel that guarantee, but some of you will. That you will be changed. You will be changed at the end of it. Tapasya helps you to realize who your God is. Why? Because when we are distracted by food, by pleasures, by excitement, and by everything else that is happening in the world, then the Atman is neglected. When the body gets attention, the soul is neglected. Katha Upanishad tells us this. When the body gets attention, the soul is neglected. Don't worry about vitamin and protein and all these things. The body decides when you eat an apple, the body decides, I'm going to find some protein here, I'm going to find some calcium here, I'm going to find sugar here, I'm going to do my work. The body does its work. Now, if you have issues with health, it's a whole different thing. Join me, and I'm going to post up a video of how every day you can do Vishnu Bhagwan Puja in this month of Adhik Mas. I have a video on YouTube talking generally what it is, but we should do it together. Join me. And let us make this flat month, let us make this very low energy month a high experience in spiritual terms, starting off with Havan. Adhik Mas starts Thursday. Bhagwan Yamraj tells him that Paramatma, the Atma cannot be realized by merely reading books or just a base level experience. The Atma has to be realized at a higher level. God has to be realized at a very high level. And so, my friends, this beautiful discussion went on and on between Yamraj and Nachiketa. This evening, I want to just, that's a beautiful discussion and about, the experience of the soul and so. He asked many other questions that I can't share all of them with you because of time, but he says that one must discriminate the Atma from the body. One has to find the difference. The soul is not the body, right? The car is beautiful. When you open the hood and you see the size of the engine and so, you don't see beauty in wires running all over the place. The soul and the car and the engine are two different things. When they put together, something can run. He says, what happens if I don't realize God and my soul? Yamraj says, the inability to realize God results in one being, of course, always enmeshed in the circle of rebirths. If you don't understand the soul, if you don't understand Paramatma, we will always, of course, be a part of rebirth, going and coming, going and coming, and going and coming. So, this is a brief discussion, of course, between the two of them, and a little boy learned about death. In the next few minutes, I'm going to read a few verses from the Garud Puran, and this is Bhagwan Vishnu, of course, discussing Garud Puran with Garudji. There's a little bhajan I would like to sing. दो दिन का जग में मेला सब चला चली का खेला. दो दिन का जग में मेला. The world is described as a place of just a few days of mela, a few days of fun and excitement. And after that, it's back to business again. So join with me and then I'll read about 15 minutes or so of Garud Puran. And then tomorrow we'll conclude this beautiful reading. दो दिन का जग में मेला सब चला चली का खेला. दो दिन का जग में मेला सब चला चली का खेला. कोई चला गया कोई जावे, कोई घतरी बांध से धावे. कोई चला गया कोई जावे, कोई गथरी बांध से जावे. कोई खरा तैयार अकेला रे, कोई खरा तैयार अकेला. चला चली का खेला रे खेला रे खेला रे. दो दिन का जग में मेला सब चला चली का मेला. दो दिन का जग में मेला सब चला चली का मेला. मात पिता सुत नारी भाई, अंत सहायक नाही. मात पिता सुत नारी भाई, अंत सहायक नाही. फिर क्यों भरता पाप कथेला रे, भरता पाप का खेला. चला चली का खेला रे खेला रे खेला रे. दो दिन का जग में मेला सब
चला चली का खेला। ये तो है नश्वर संसारा, ये तो है नश्वर संसारा, भजन तू कर ले ईश का प्यारा। ये तो है नश्वर संसारा, भजन तू कर ले ईश का प्यारा। ब्रह्मानंद कहे सुन छेला रे, ब्रह्मानंद कहे सुन छेला, चला चली का खेला रे, खेला रे, खेला रे। 2 दिन का जग में मेला, सब चला चली का खेला। 2 दिन का जग में मेला, सब चला चली का खेला। 2 दिन का जग में मेला, सब चला चली का खेला। कोई चला गया कोई जावे, कोई गठरी बांध सिधावे। Some have already left the fairground that we're talking about, and some are preparing to leave, packing their baggage, while others are standing alone in some corner, undecided whether I should leave, I should go, I should stay, and what should I do? Well, life is not about standing and watching it to pass by. Life really, and I don't want to get into the definition of life, but life is about preparing, my friends, for that big day when we'll be performing on the stage of death. This beautiful discussion. So, Garudji, the great vulture, he asked questions. I have heard, O Lord, that this world of creature is born out of ignorance. I wish to hear the infallible method of final release. Final release, which means we're not going to come back. When is it that we die, but we will never come back? And how do you know? Is there a meter? Is there a measurement? Is there a tool that we can use to say, you know what, we're going, but we're not coming back? I'm not going to be born again as a cockroach or a scorpion or so, but how do you know that? How do you know that? Well, many ways to know that. I wouldn't be telling you that tonight because, people start become judgy, and the way the West behave today, my friends, the minute you try to comment or straighten or align someone's life, right away, don't be judgy, don't call me this, don't tell me. So you stand by and you watch, and those who want help will come. But anyways, how do you know if you're going and you're not coming back? The key is, let me tell you what the key is. The key is we have the vehicle to go and not come back. This vehicle, we have the vehicle to go and not come back. The question is, are we going to use the vehicle to go, or are we going to take the vehicle for a spin? Right? Bare bhag manush tan pava sur durlabh sab grantha hi gava. This is a basic Ramayana, Uttarakhand. Sadhana dham moksha kar dwara pai na jahi par lok savara. We have the vehicle, no doubt about it, to go. Are we going to go, or are we going to take the vehicle for a spin? Spin in many ways. So that's the first thing. How are you going to go and not? How are you going to go and not come back? How are you going to know? No one knows. Well, there are ways to know, but let's not get into that stuff. The first thing is our behavior. What behaviors do we display in this world? Do you know that every birth that we take over certain unfulfilled desires with us? Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam yati nasyat sanshaya. Basic Gita as well will tell you this. Basic Gita.
Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalena. Means at the last 40 seconds of your life, you get to either wipe away many births of sins, and you get to embrace God, or you get to decide whether you're coming back and what you're coming back as in the last 40 seconds about of your life. That is what they call antakal. Antakal. In Bhairavi Yatana, a very different practice. Anyways, they tell you about the last 40 seconds of your death, of your life rather. You get 40 seconds of your life to determine, what are you coming back as. Karma plays a very important role. Every birth that we take over some of that behavior. Sometimes there is a dog, you watch a dog and you find that the dog is so, playful, nice, as part of the family. They brought over some good karmas from the previous birth. And then you watch, a human being have certain characteristics like a dog, or sometimes like a scorpion, or sometimes like a snake. There is not enough they haven't bitten enough in the previous life, so they brought over some poison into this life, and I'm just looking to devour that poison under someone, right? We all bring over some of those features and behaviors from the life before. The question is, even a snake gives up biting at a certain point in their life. Even a snake gives up biting at a certain point in their life. When a snake is dying, a snake leaves. I'm not talking about snake. Let me talk about cats. I grew up with cats, whole life in Guyana. I lived with them. Here, no, I can't. I don't make a promise. But they've been part of my life. Love them. Oh, cats. We slept together. We ate together. When I was younger, I was skinny. Believe me. I was very skinny. You may not believe that, but I have pictures to prove it. And that's because most of my food was the animals. They would eat it. And so, when cat is dying, what they do, they'd leave the home. They'd actually leave the home and go away from the family. When they want to die, they'd go and sit in solace and in loneliness, because they do not want to let the family see or be attached to their death and so on. Even a snake, when the snake is dying, goes away in peace. A human being, in most cases, have, until their point of their death, they have still a desire to hurt someone. Well, Bhagwan Vishnu says, Garud, you have asked a very important question. That shrunu taksharya prabadhyami yanman tvam puruchhasi yasya shravanamatrena sansaram muchyate naraha. Sansaram muchyate naraha. Hear, O bird, I shall tell you what you ask. By hearing, you will get release from the worlds of mortals. Right. You'll get release from the world of mortal. The departed souls enter into objects, worms, birds, animals, men, deities. After the release from this body, they can go into a worm and anything else. But how is it that they will never come back into this world? First of all, in the 8,400,000 of creatures on this earth, one does not acquire true knowledge anywhere unless one is born as a human. Akar Char Lakh Chaurasi, basic Ramayana again, but Garud Puran supports that. Chatushulokeshu sharireshu shariranam gacchati namanusham vinayatra. Among the 8,400,000 birds, not one of them is qualified to go back and come except the human being. He tells us that. I talked about that. Here, about what has to be done. And he gives a very long lecture. He says, Garud, tat gopitam swadhamartham dharmo jnanam mavevachah jnanam chu dhyana yogartham acharit pata vinushyati. First of all, the body must be used for dharma. A car bought in the dealership must not be used for racing. The road is not a place for racetrack. It's not a racetrack. The cars that you bought, if you want to race, there's a different place for that. But the cars that you bought in a dealership is not for racing. It's for going point A and point B, maybe to up your status a little bit, whatever you think is for, but it's not for racing. Similarly, tad gopitam swadharmartham dharmo jnanam mathe vachaha. The body must be used for the fulfillment of dharma. Must be used for the fulfillment of dharma. And when it is used for the fulfillment of dharma, for knowledge, for meditation, for jnana yoga, yes, for knowledge, for dhyana yoga, for meditation, for karma yoga, for performing good deeds, when the body is used solely for the purpose of performance of dharma, then Garud, then when release happens, when the body leaves, the soul goes, it never comes back into a body on this earth. It merges with the God. But then in the process of performing your dharmic duties, what happened? We sway from the path. If he cannot treat the disease here itself, how shall that person cure himself hereafter at a place where there is no medicine? We must cure all our diseases here, cure the mind here, cure the karmas here, cure the thoughts here. Because in a place where there is no medicine, like Yamlok and Vaikuntha, you cannot treat that disease. He goes and he talks about the general aspect of life. Vyagrivaste jarayayur yati vibhram gatambuvat nignanti ripavraknotyat magacheya samabhyaset. He says old age is like a tigress. Age runs away like water from a leaking pot. The disease kills like an enemy. Garud Puran is saying the disease kills like an enemy. Can we relate to that in the time that we're living? Disease kills like an enemy. Hence, one should practice dharma alone. One should practice dharma alone. And when one uses this body to practice that dharma, release is guaranteed. There's more to it. Yavat tram shachet dukkham yavat tranti shapadaha. That so far as sorrow does not come, calamities do not approach a person. The organs do not defunct. One should practice virtue and dharma alone. So far as the body remains intact, they should practice virtue. They should practice dharma. One is a perfect fool, Garud Puran says, who digs a well only when the house is on fire. Like many of us, we only pray when there is a problem. Dukh mein sumiran sab kahe, sukh mein kare na koi, jo sukh mein sumiran kahe, to dukh ka hai to. Pray when you're happy. Pray when you're happy, because when you pray and you sing when you're happy, where will there be space for sadness in your life? Kalo nagyanena na karyam sansara rambhavaiha sukam dhukam janohanta na veti hittamatmana. Time fleets, O Garuda, while a person is ignorant due to the pressure of work he's engrossed in. We are ignorant of the greatness of time. We are very ignorant of the greatness of time. So as time passes, we miss time. We miss the value of time because we're so engrossed in something that we call life. We're so engrossed in something that we call a job. No. Most of us, we work 5 days a week in order to enjoy 2 days of happiness. We become a slave 5 days a week only to enjoy 2 days of happiness. And we live 65 years on average. We work and we slave for 65 years. And you know what we look forward? You know what most of us look forward for in life? We look forward to retire. We're looking forward to enjoy life when we are retired. That's what we look forward for. Please live life. Many of us are living life and we look forward for pension. We're not looking forward to enjoy today. We're looking forward for pension. Oh, I'll be retired soon, I'll get pension. Everybody's happy. Well, why not enjoy pension when you're working? Right? Garud Puran is telling us, man is so engrossed in life that he misses the importance of time. He misses the importance of dharma. He misses the importance of Paramatma. Wealth, he says, Swadha Swapna Samkasha Yauvanam Kusumopamam. Wealth is, it's like a dream. Wealth is a good thing. Luxury is a good thing. As long as you still remember that you need to be humble. As long as you still remember that which is given to you was gifted by the Creator. Let it not create a barrier between yourself and Paramatma. Nothing should be that powerful to do that. Wealth is like a dream. Youth is fading like a flower. No? Youth is like fading like a flower. Garud Puran is saying here. Yauvanam kusumopamam. Youth is fading like a flower. Age fickles like a lightning. Knowing this, who should entertain fortitude in life? Bhagwan Vishnu is opening the eyes of us. Are our eyes really open? Shatam jivatamam laptam nidra lasaisya darpanam. A life of 100 years, Bhagwan Vishnu is saying, is too little. Half of that goes to sleep or idleness. Garud Puran, old text. Life of 100 years is too little. Half of that goes to sleep and idleness, which means wasting time. Whatever little is left is wasted due to childhood, disease, old age, and sorrows. So if life is wasted between sleep, because we have to get our 9 or 8 hours sleep a night. When people tell me they sleep for 8 hours, I really got to ask you how you do it, right? And sometimes they throw it back at me like, oh, you're talking about relax and peace and all that. It doesn't mean that. I don't necessarily work 20 hours a day or 18 hours a day, but there's other thing than working. A little bit of relaxation is good. A little bit TV is good, right? A little bit de-stressing yourself is good. Garud Puran is saying, most of our life is wasted behind the things we think are important. And when it's time to depart from that stage, then we ask ourselves, what can we do to meet our Creator? I want to tell you that Hinduism, many people think that religion is an old age home. No. God must not be found or sought or looked upon when we are old. Youthfulness can be experienced in every stage of life. Find Paramatma. Bhagwan Vishnu says, Sunjate Vishwanam Vayur Akashasya Chakhandanam. It may be possible to wrap up the wind. It may be possible to rend space. It may be possible to knot the waves. But it is not possible to maintain perpetuity of the age that we live in. And so he says, the key to going and not coming back are two things, in summary of all of this. First of all, you have the vehicle, which I've explained to you. This is the vehicle, the body. And secondly, the way is to practice dharma. Practice dharma is not only a Sunday morning. You see, sometimes we think that practice dharma means, Panditji, how much can I pray? How much can I do havan? Well, our dharma teaches us dharma, artha, kama, moksha. 4 things in life you can do to stay balanced. Hinduism is just not about pray. No. Our youths are getting frustrated that Panditjis, they'll puja, this puja, that havan, that tapasya, and this. No. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. In order to live a balanced life, you practice dharma, you pray, you live a good life, speak truth. Artha, you have to get wealth. Kama, you have to get some pleasures. And moksha, when all of this happens, final release. Final release, moksha. Dharma, Hinduism is not boring. This is not a religion that teaches us to wake up in the morning and pray all day and pray all night and then you meet God. No, it's a balanced life. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So, the Lord says, in order to go and not come back, is to use this vehicle to the best you can use it. And that is to practice our dharma. It's a beautiful discussion that went on. And I see people are logging on more and more now. I'm sorry, but tomorrow we'll continue this beautiful Katha because it's a school night for the kids and all that. And I want to make sure that we finish at a decent time. Tomorrow is Amavasya. So I'll tell you what to do for Amavasya. Tomorrow morning is called Mahalaya Amavasya or Sarva Pitri Amavasya or Pitri Amavasya or Shraddha Amavasya. So many names it's called, but it's a very important Amavasya. If you've lost anyone in your family or just generally, tomorrow is a beautiful day to do something nice spiritually and physically as well. If you so desire to do something from a religious perspective, wake up very early in the morning, prepare a little food, and take out at least, minimum 3 shares of food, place it outside for the animals that creep in the ground, for the atiti, for the unwanted guests, and for animals in the area. If you have a pond next to you, you can put some things in the pond for the animals, the fish, that live in the pond. It's a great day to feed some form of life. We as Canadians, in my opinion, we are fed enough. I am fed enough. Most of us are fed enough. But there are people who still go to the food bank, for food. It's a great day to express those who feed some form of life on this day. Their pitris, their ancestors become blessed. Tomorrow as well is a nice day if you have a little thali home, a nice thali, you can put in some black till, some milk or water inside, and you can leave it outside, face the southern direction. Say prayers in your own humble way to your ancestors and leave it there. You can, in the evening as well, pick up the water, you can throw it on the ground. It's a nice day to chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya or Om Namah Shivaya, keeping calm and cool, and pray for the ancestors. If you can buy a meal for someone tomorrow who needs it, why not? We have to find little ways to be kind, kindness in small doses. Then in the evening we'll do a little Garud Puran Katha again. At your altar, I hope you have the pictures of your ancestors, because Pitri Devo Bhava, your ancestors, they are your Devo, they are your great ones who can bless you, and their blessings are equivalent to Bhagwan's blessings, just so you know. Lots of things we can do to make tomorrow special or tomorrow beautiful. I hope and pray that you do something for them in the name of your ancestors. Observe fasting, of course, that's a requirement in the process. And keep yourself clean and nice and tidy on Mahalaya Amavasya or Pitri Amavasya for tomorrow. And then we're prepared for, of course, Adhik Mas. We'll do some nice sadhana starting Saturday evening. There are still a few spaces left late in the evening, in the night of Saturday, 11 p.m., 12, 2 o'clock. There are some spaces left. Everything else is pretty solid booked. So if you want to still participate, just let me know and we'll, get you to come out that night. Saturday whole day we're here, 10 o'clock, Sunday until Sunday morning. So please join us as we do this beautiful Havan ceremony. Bhagwan's blessings to all of you. Before we end, we'll do Arti, Hanumanji Arti today, and then we'll see all of you tomorrow night. Bole Pawan Sutta Hanuman ki jai. Prasad hai? Panaji, prasad hai.
ॐ यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि सर्वाणि नश्यन्तु प्रदक्षिणां पदे पदे। ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का। सुख संपत्ति घर आवे धन संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी स्वामी शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी। बिन और न दूजा प्रभु बिन और न दूजा आश करूं मैं जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता। मैं मूरख खल कामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति। किस विध मिलो दया में किस विध मिलो दया में तुमको मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता ठाकुर तुम मेरे स्वामी रक्षक तुम मेरे। अपने हाथ उठाओ अपने शरण लगाओ द्वार पर तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी कष्ट हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ावो श्रद्धा प्रेम बढ़ावो संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिस्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनां सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोले गणपति भगवान की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की, गुरु महाराज की जय, नवग्रह देवता की जय, सियाभज रामचंद्र की, लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की, श्री महागंगा मैया की, नवदुर्गा मैया की, सूर्य नारायण स्वामी की, सत्यनारायण स्वामी की, सरस्वती माता की, महालक्ष्मी माता की, जगदम्बिका माता की। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो। श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की सबको ये जय जय सीताराम। Bhagwan's blessings on all of you. Have a beautiful night, and we'll join you tomorrow again live and on Facebook and YouTube on our virtual Satsangh, where we talk about Garud Puran and a beautiful discussion on life itself. Stay well, everyone. Stay safe. Bhagwan's blessings. Namaste.